It's Ash from Super Videos back for another live discussion live stream. This again is one of those live streams that I am trying to do more of, where I basically go live and we have a discussion live about whatever is recent or whatever we're basically getting into in terms of the episodes. So for this one, it's more of a chit chat than a Q&A or a discussion. But after watching the first episode, of course, on Sunday, going into the second episode, which is going to be coming up in a couple days, this is more or less the discussion that, you know, we can have in terms of what do we expect the next episode to be. Of course, I dropped my predictions video just an hour ago, but this is basically related to the predictions, and I do want to kind of get your opinions and your ideas about what you think as well in terms of your predictions for the next episode. So I'll just be reading the questions, or if there's any comments from the chat. Giuseppe De Rosa live stream today. That was unexpected. Hopefully more people join. Yeah, hopefully more people join. And yeah, this is for the live stream discussions. It's just so kind of not random, but it just happens sometimes where I have time and I just go live. So, you know, it's kind of tough to predict when I'm going to go live and just put out the notice or something. But yeah, hopefully more people do join. Giuseppe De Rosa, are you still having the live tomorrow? Yeah, I do have the live stream tomorrow night. That's basically going to stay there. I have another live stream on Saturday as well as part of the new schedule that I have. Definitely check that out. But those two live streams are more or less QA live streams, questions and answers. But this one is more of a discussion. So, you know, if there's no questions, if it's just a discussion or a thought or an opinion, that could definitely be added to, I guess, these types of live streams as well. Animated Alex, even though Martha wasn't a good villain, you gotta admit she came close to winning. Even though Martha wasn't a good villain, you gotta admit she came close to winning. I'm not sure what you mean there. She was definitely not a great villain. I don't see what you mean by winning. She's winning. Anyway, Giuseppe De Rosa, yes, she did. I'm not sure what you guys mean by winning, but yeah. She was definitely a bad villain. Like, yeah, I just can't describe how bad she was as a villain. Anyway, the one thing I do want to talk about also is, in terms of this season, it just feels different, it just feels fresh, and it feels interesting. And what they did in the first episode has effects on what's going to happen next. It's like a domino effect in a way. Because if you think about it, in the first episode, we had the kind of story with the saviors, and they build it up where there were some saviors there that didn't want to or didn't agree with the current system. And that kind of led to the whole idea about them building the bridge, which of course leads to this next episode, which is going to be coming up. And then I'm sure that that's going to kind of feed into what's going to happen after that. So that initial episode, not only that story at the hilltop, which I will discuss in a minute, but the whole story related to the saviors and the sanctuary, it's like a domino effect. Like everything is feeding into the next till the most likely first half of the season. And aside from that, even for Gregory, you know what Gregory did, or not Gregory, but what happened with the death, Ken's death. That was a small death, of course. We didn't know the character, but like I said, that kind of has a domino effect as well, because when Ken dies, there's tension being built, there's issues rising at Hilltop. which leads to the whole Gregory wanting to kill Maggie and setting up Earl to kill Maggie and all of that. So that kind of feeds to that, which feeds or leads into Gregory's death. But also this leads to Earl not being in a cell, which means that, of course, him being a blacksmith, he can't help build the farming tools that they have. Which means that, you know, if they can't build that, then most likely the sanctuary will not be able to get the food that they're asking, or the sanctuary will not be able to get the food that Hilltop was going to give them, which means that more people at the sanctuary are going to be kind of mad and want to change things, and the more that builds, the more that tension builds between the communities and the sanctuary or the saviors. And so that kind of leads to another dimension of story as well. You know what I mean? So it's great because both of these events, Ken's death and also the story with the sanctuary not being happy with what's happening currently, both of those kind of are intertwined and they build into the next stories that are going to be coming up. So that just shows how much attention to detail or how much they're paying to attention this season in terms of the writers and the main showrunner, Angela Kang. And I think this is definitely a good sign of many, many more good things to come from this season. So I'm definitely excited about what they're going to do with this story that I just discussed, and also what's going to kind of be intertwined with Rick's sending off story as well. Animated Alex, because she put antifreeze in the water and basically almost killing everyone. Yeah, but I don't see how she's still winning. You know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, what is antifreeze anyways? I think it's like one of those chemicals, like the name says, antifreeze. It stops things from, or glass or metals, I think, from freezing. Maybe not metals, but definitely glass. Because, you know, if you're in a cold climate, you might put antifreeze in your car, or I guess the washer of the car, so that it doesn't freeze. I think it's something like that. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Giuseppe De Rosa, The Walking Dead is so popular. There's even Walking Dead YouTubers like Trev Chan 2, Make a Path Presents, Movie Idol, Breaking The Walking Dead, PT channel, and of course Super Videos. Yeah, definitely. Giuseppe De Rosa, it shows how big the show is. Yeah, definitely the show's big. From all of those YouTubers that you named, I'm definitely the smallest YouTuber doing Walking Dead. But yeah, definitely Walking Dead is a big channel or a big show, and it's not as popular as it used to be, but it's still very, very popular. And I think if they do this season justice, and if they kind of work around Rick's leaving and everything, and they do keep the current showrunner, and the current showrunner continues being as good as what we think she's going to be, or as good as we think she's going to be, the show definitely will get back into its popularity amongst fans, I mean. Animated Alex, I think Angela made the right choice killing Gregory off. Yeah, and I'm absolutely glad that they didn't stretch that story arc any longer than it needed to. They kind of build it up again a little bit this episode 901, but because they've been building it for like 2 seasons, they didn't build it up any longer, and they just brought it to a climax. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they did that. Giuseppe De Rosa, well, Ash, you just started. I've been doing it for like a year, right? So I wouldn't say I just started, but yeah, I'm recently new compared to the other ones you named. Giuseppe De Rosa, Gregory had it coming. Definitely he did. You have AMC Premiere. Giuseppe De Rosa asks, do you have AMC Premiere? No, I don't. I'm thinking of getting it, but I currently don't have it. And the first episode, actually, I was able to watch it earlier than everybody else because I could find someone who had AMC Premiere, and they helped me out a bit. there because I couldn't watch the episode live because I was invited somewhere. So I watched it earlier, and you know, that's how that came about. So I don't have AMC Premiere right now. Giuseppe Rosa, Ash, these big Walking Dead YouTubers have been around for a while. Yes, they have been. And you say it takes time. Yeah, it definitely takes time. I mean, I'm happy with where the channel is right now, and there's definitely a lot of more interesting and exciting stuff coming up for the channel. The schedule that I have is one step forward because now there's going to be consistent videos every day. Of course, sometimes you just can't get around doing a video, especially the one that I wanted to do on Tuesday. I couldn't do it because I was just a little busy. Again, there's going to be another, I think, yeah, there's going to be a week at the end of October where I'm going to be away. So I probably won't be able to do any videos that week, even reactions as well. So, you know, those things do come up. But overall, just from an overall perspective, the schedule just shows that we have consistent videos coming up, and that there's more stuff being added to the channel, which is definitely very exciting. Giuseppe De Rosa, was that the big announcement you made last live stream? Yes, it is. The big announcement was that there is going to be a schedule, or yeah, a channel upload schedule, and I am bringing back a lot of the old series that were in the channel that people enjoyed, like the episode reviews for Walking Dead specifically, like the trailer breakdowns for future episodes after an episode airs for Walking Dead again, and also bringing back the predictions for the next episode for Walking Dead, and also comic reviews. Those are all series that I had before. They were very popular on the channel. I kind of stopped doing them because I didn't have time, but now I'm bringing all of those components back and adding more live streams, adding more Q&A live streams, and also discussion live streams, and trying to be more interactive with you guys. That was the big announcement. Giuseppe De Rosa, Ash, what will you do if The Walking Dead ends? If The Walking Dead ends, the channel continues on. We will just find another show or movie or whatever that we're interested in, and I will basically continue doing what I'm doing. It's just what interests me, right? When I see something that I want to add to the channel, I add it in. Right now, it's all Walking Dead mostly, but I am trying to change that. Maybe in the next couple months, maybe next year. But that's definitely something that's coming up. Adding more things to the channel. Right now, I think one of the first steps was the schedule, which I have, and bringing back that consistency with the uploads. But then after that, of course, I will be trying to diverge from Walking Dead stuff a little bit as well. And that basically goes to what you said. If it ends, then we'll continue doing the other material that we have on the channel when we get to that point. Animated Alex, I think the conflict between Rick's group and the Saviors is so far well built up. Yeah, it's definitely well built up, and I think that they're doing an amazing job just showing that the Saviors have a point, you know, trying to show that they have a point. Even what Darrow was saying, even what Rick said to Michonne, everything is kind of building up to the conclusion that it's not that the Saviors right now, the ones that disagree, are bad people. It's just that they're fed up because they don't have food, they don't have safety to an extent. Going back to what Daryl said, he said to Rick, they don't want, or he said to Rick that this is a factory, nothing grows here. We're going to have to give them things, materials, resources, food, but how long can that go on? And also part of what Rick said to Michonne, they don't want Negan, they want food. So they are definitely showing that the Saviors or the members at the Sanctuary have a point. It's not like they just hate Rick and the others and they just want to go back to Negan for no reason. And I think this is more realistic than them just having a few Saviors that really like Negan and want to go back to Negan and want Negan back. So definitely I think that's one of the biggest improvements that I see this season, the biggest one that I see, is everything is natural, everything is organic, everything feels realistic. And this is definitely one of them. Giuseppe De Rosa, if you binge watch season 8, it's actually not that bad at all. And just by one episode. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do agree that most likely if I do, but I partially agree, because there are still going to be some episodes in season 8 that you just can't watch again. You will skip it. You know what I mean? But I do understand some seasons like season 8 are better if you binge watch them than if you watch them live, episode per episode. Giuseppe De Rosa, I liked season 8. I liked parts of the first half and more or less the second half of season 8. But overall, I do believe that it was a better season than season 7, but it's nowhere as close or as good as, as closely good as some of the other previous seasons that we've seen. Giuseppe De Rosa, Ash, do you have Instagram? I have a personal one. I don't have one for the channel or one related to the channel. I might be building that up. Maybe later, that might be something I do, or something that I will do. I am thinking of creating a Twitter and Instagram for the channel as well. That would be kind of more or less semi-private, you know what I mean? Or semi-personal, where it's not going to be just dedicated to the channel, but it's going to be more or less just a way to get in touch with me other than the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. So I might start those. Dan Daugi or Dauji, I'm just going to call you Dan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. When is season 9? Season 9 started last Sunday. Episode 1 was last Sunday, the premiere. So we're going to get into the second episode this Sunday. Giuseppe De Rosa, it already started that. Yes, it did. Episode 1 was last Sunday. Yes, it was. Dan, LOL, no worries. Just catch up on first episode. It was a great episode. It's not like you'll miss much, but definitely worth a watch. Definitely watch it. Animated Alex, and taking their time with it and not just rushing it. Yeah, absolutely. They're not rushing it, but at the same time, it's not like they're stretching story out. So it just feels, like I said, more organic. It feels more natural. It feels like it's more interesting, but at the same time, it's just right. You know what I mean? It's not too fast. It's not super slow. It's just right. Animated Alex, and the episode felt just simple. I would say yes, it did, but it was simple in a good way, not in a bad way. It was simple in a way where, you know, we appreciate the episode. It was entertaining. It was interesting. It does have replay value, and also it's connecting the pieces of the puzzle from not only last couple seasons, but what we're going to see later on. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think they should have just had All Out War last the first half, and then the second half a new beginning. It would have been amazing. I actually was against that idea because I thought they have enough story and they could add even more story to have All Out War be this big, massive, great season, you know, epic season. They ended up ruining that completely. They gave us a full season, but they gave us a full season where maybe you're right. It should have been a half season. You know what I mean? So it's just about what they do with the story. If they did the story right, then I think they could have done one amazing season for All Out War. Giuseppe De Rosa, almost everyone at one point has watched The Walking Dead. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Animated Alex, that's what I meant. Yeah, about it being simple. Yeah, I think so. If that's what you meant, then I absolutely agree with you. Giuseppe De Rosa, it's just a premiere. Alex, premieres are usually slow. Not necessarily. The premiere of season 7 wasn't slow. The premiere of season 5 wasn't slow. The premiere of season 6 wasn't slow. So if you mean slow in terms of it's just getting started and the story is just beginning, then yes. But if you mean slow by it being not exciting, then I don't agree with that. Giuseppe De Rosa except season 5. Well, season 5, 6, and 7, I would say. Animated Alex, I know. I'm not sure what's that related to. Anyway. Animated Alex, season 3 too. I have a hard time remembering the first episode of season 3, unfortunately, but I think the first few seasons, the premieres were usually big. You know what I mean? Then, any free websites to watch The Walking Dead season 9? Unfortunately not. I think if you just Google it, you might find something. If you want to watch the first episode. Animated Alex, when they got to the prison. Yeah, I think so. I think it was a little slower than what we're used to right now, but it was definitely not as slow, you know what I mean? As some of the other episodes in the first few seasons. Giuseppe De Rosa, try 1, 2, 3 movies. Oh, for the free episode? Yeah, try that. Dan, see what you get for that. Animated Alex, I hope we see Rick hallucinating Shane, Carl, Herschel, and Glenn. Well, Shane, most likely, because he is going to be in the season. Carl, maybe not, because he hasn't been seen filming, and there's no news of him being in season 9. Herschel, yes, there was news about him being in season 9, which is kind of depressing and kind of sad, because, of course, we recently just heard the news about Scott Wilson passing, so yeah, I mean that's definitely some weird coincidence, and it's definitely, like I said, very sad. For Glenn, I don't think there's any news of him being in season 9. Might be wrong about that. Giuseppe De Rosa, my ranking of all seasons: season 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1, 8, 7. Most favorite to least favorite? I'm assuming, right? I would say... And then you say season 7 was very slow, but that finale though. Yeah, that finale was pretty epic. I would say still for me, season 6 has to be my favorite season. Then probably season 5. So 6, 5. And then 1 and then 4 probably. And then probably 3 and 7. Or 3. Actually, let me redo that. So season 6, then season 5. Then I would put season... So 6, 5. Then I would say season 1, 4, 8. And then 7 and then 3. That would be my pick. Giuseppe De Rosa, my favorite episode ever is probably between season 7 finale or season 8 finale. My favorite episode to this point is still No Way Out. Season 6, episode 9. That has to be my favorite episode. 609. That's probably my favorite. What comes very close to it is No Sanctuary, 501, and Too Far Gone. 808, I think. Not 808, sorry, 408, 408. Those are top contenders for being my favorite, but right now my favorite is No Way Out still. So 609. Animated Alex, even the characters felt like their old selves. Man, Angela doing a good job making it feel like old Walking Dead again. Yeah, absolutely. Angela Kang is making Walking Dead great again. Giuseppe De Rosa, I miss when everyone used to talk about The Walking Dead. Yes, absolutely. And as a content creator on YouTube, you kind of need that to happen. Or a Walking Dead content creator on YouTube, you kind of want that to happen because that means that there's not only more views, but more interactions, more people interested in what you're putting out there. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think the show will stay at 5 million viewers. I think it's going to do better than season 8 just because of the stories surrounding this. Not only are they advertising it to be Rick's final season, so people show up to see what's happening, what leads up to that. And also, for comic readers, Whispers are coming, so everyone is very excited about that, and they kind of will watch, you know what I mean? Because they want to see how the Whispers are built up and introduced. And the other story that it's going to add to that is the big event that's going to take place for the Whispers story. For comic readers, you know the story I'm talking about. So, all of that are going hand in hand, and I think because of those reasons, this season is going to do, at least for the first half, it's going to do a lot better than not only season 8, but I think season 7 as well. Or not only season 7, but season 8 as well, because season 8 did better than season 7. Giuseppe De Rosa, I know The Walking Dead has loyal fans. Absolutely does. Animated Alex, maybe one day The Walking Dead will get higher ratings. Yeah, like I said, I think this half season, it's going to get high ratings, regardless, because of the things surrounding it. And I think episode 6, which is rumored to be Rick's final episode, will be the most watched episode, I think. It'll have the highest ratings, because it's already out there. People who follow the show, people who follow news about the show know that that episode is a big episode, so people will come out and watch live. You know what I mean? So I think that I put my money on the 6th episode being the episode with the highest ratings. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think it's going down because Andrew Lincoln is leaving. No, I disagree with that. I think it'll go up until he leaves or dies, and then, or Rick, I mean. And then what's going to happen, I think, is that it'll drop off a little bit, but then stay steady. People are going to watch to see what happens with the story, and if the story is just going downhill, then so will the views. But if the story picks up and improves, not only improves, but keeps its consistency at being good in terms of what the first episode was, and if it continues this route, then it'll go back eventually. And it'll keep going up, I think, until it reaches a balance. Giuseppe De Rosa and everyone is mad. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be pissed about that. for sure. And that's just part of why they announced it as well, right? They announced it to do damage control a little bit. Animated Alex, what do you think would happen if Gimple was still in charge? If Gimple was still in charge for season 9, I think we would have seen a slower paced season. More bottle episodes. We might still see bottle episodes, but I don't think we'll see that many bottle episodes. And I think that there'll be a lot more staying true to the comics. You know what I mean? Or there would have been less with Gimple. Because remember, when Gimple was there, he used to add a lot of additional stories and additional arcs that weren't in the comics. And I think with Angela Kang, they're gonna have that still. Of course, the helicopter story arc. Of course, the bridge story arc that we have. Of course, the Rick stuff. That's all added in. But I think at the end of the day, the outcome is not gonna be so different, drastically different, other than the Rick thing, of course. Like when Gimple was in charge, the stories that he added were multi-episodes. Like, there was 3-4 episodes dedicated to a story arc that they added in for the show. But I don't think that's going to happen with Angela Kang. I think we'll see still more story arcs that are not in the show or in the comics being added in. But I don't think that there will be multi-episode or even significantly alter the outcome of the story. Giuseppe De Rosa, I don't think they counted the AMC premiere views or viewers. Maybe not. Maybe not. You might be right about that. Giuseppe De Rosa, maybe the show got more than 6 million. Maybe it did. Did it get 5 million for the first episode? I didn't even check. Maybe I should. But yeah, I think so. You might be right about that. They might not have counted the AMC premiere viewers. Animated Alex, there would have been not as much talking during trip to DC. Yeah, I think so. Like, that Carol and Ezekiel talk in the road to DC, or back from DC, I mean, that was epic. And I don't think that they would have had something like that if Gimple was in charge. They would have probably given that to someone else. Like, not necessarily that specific discussion or conversation, but they would have had others talk and not Ezekiel and Carol at that moment. Maybe it would have been Carol and Daryl. Maybe it would have been Rick and Daryl. Something like that. Maybe Michonne. But yeah, I see what you mean though. Giuseppe De Rosa, we won't see bottle episodes. I think we still will, but there will be less of them, and they might still be very entertaining, even though they are bottle episodes. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think Gimple is good writer, but The Walking Dead needed some fresh ideas. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that idea, or that comment. Giuseppe De Rosa, I did sign up for AMC premiere. You're lucky. You get to see the episode early, I think, right? That's mostly what AMC premiere is, I think, right? But yeah, you're lucky. Giuseppe De Rosa, The Walking Dead is one huge sad story. It kind of is, if you think about it, yeah. Alright, we're 38 minutes into the live stream, so maybe we'll give it, let's say, 5 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A, and comments or anything you might want to kind of add in. So 5 more minutes and that'll be the end of the stream. This was a very good stream, even though there weren't a lot of people here, but some great questions and discussions. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you watch Daredevil or The Punisher? Those shows are awesome. No, unfortunately, I don't. I know John Bernthal is in that, and I love John Bernthal as an actor. The way he portrays the characters are just amazing, but I haven't had a chance to check those out. Giuseppe De Rosa, sorry, off topic. Nothing's off topic. Everything goes. Animated Alex, like a sad diary. Yeah, you could say this is Rick's sad diary, right? Until he dies. And then it'll be a bigger picture than that. It'll be bigger than Rick, you know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, John Bernthal is in The Punisher. Yeah. I've seen scenes of him in Punisher, but I haven't actually seen the episodes and haven't followed the episodes. I don't know the story, you know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, watch Daredevil. I highly recommend it. In my opinion, better than Stranger Things. I did get caught up with Stranger Things. I don't know when the next season is going to come out, but I did get caught up. And yeah, I loved Stranger Things as well. I did review for the first season. I was going to do it for the second season, but I haven't had a chance to do that. I don't know if I will, but yeah, I will definitely check Daredevil out when I get more time, and I might add that in as part of the channel as well. Reviewing, predictions, review, and things like that. Maybe not reviewing, or predicting, but I'll do reviews, I'll do maybe reactions, and yeah, maybe something to add to the channel. Animated Alex, next season of Stranger Things is coming next year. Okay, that makes sense. Because I watched the first 2 seasons, and I think I watched the trailer for season 3. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. Giuseppe De Rosa, season 7 versus season 3. Which is better? Season 7, I think. As slow as it was, some episodes were epic. Animated Alex disagrees. He says season 3. Giuseppe De Rosa, have you seen it? Season 3, yeah, I saw it. It's been a couple years, but I have seen it. Oh, have you seen it? I see. I thought you were talking about the question. Have I seen it, the movie? Yes, I have. Yes, I have seen it. It's amazing. It's not my type of horror movie. Let's just say that. It's not my type of movie. Founded Apple 101. That's just a crazy name. I'll just call you Founded Apple. I love The Walking Dead. Yes, I do as well. Thank you for joining. We'll go for 5 more minutes of rapid fire comments and Q&A or questions. I said 5 minutes like 2 minutes ago, but we'll just go 5 minutes right now. Giuseppe De Rosa, LOL, it's a funny name, these nuts. Yeah, absolutely is. Giuseppe De Rosa, Apple, there will be a live stream tomorrow. Yes, there will be a live stream tomorrow night. It'll be a Q&A live stream. It'll be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So you're going to have to convert it to your time zone. But yeah, there's going to be one on Friday night, which is tomorrow night. And there's going to be another one Saturday. That one's going to be a bit earlier. It's going to be, let me just check so I don't mess it up. So it's going to be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And that's just there so that people who can't join us live Friday night because of the time zone differences, they can join us on Saturday instead. So one will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. One will be Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Both are Mountain Time, so you're going to have to convert it to your time. And definitely check the schedule. The upload schedule, it's at the start and end of every video. But also if you go to the Facebook page of the channel, the link is in the description, you can basically see the schedule there as well. Giuseppe De Rosa, will we see Rick as a walker? I kind of want to see that. If he dies, then I do want to see that, kind of. Yeah, I hope. If he dies, I hope that's what we see. I want that. Yeah, same here. Founded Apple, 101D's Nuts 101. I'm a miss Rick. Yeah, I will as well. I think everyone who loves Walking Dead will miss Rick. I don't think there will be any exceptions. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you think Melissa McBride will stay on The Walking Dead show until the end like Norman Reedus? I hope so. I mean, Carol is an absolute badass. I hope we have Carol and Melissa McBride until the end. Two more minutes of rapid fire Q&A and comments. Animated Alex, Carol would be a good lead. Yeah, I could see Carol being a great lead. Giuseppe De Rosa, Carol, and Daryl. Yeah, together, absolutely. I think someone said on Talking Dead on Sunday night, or maybe it was somewhere else, they said that Carol and Daryl are replacing Michonne and Rick, now that Rick is going to go. And there might be some truth to that. Giuseppe De Rosa, last season 1 character alive and Morgan. Characters alive and Morgan. Yeah, I think it's an ensemble of characters that are going to take the lead. I don't think it'll be just one character. Giuseppe De Rosa, who would have thought Carol would survive this long? I don't think anyone would have. Comic Carol is so drastically different than show Carol that it's just not even describable. They're very different. Giuseppe De Rosa, I thought she was going to die earlier on. Yeah, I did as well. I think everyone who knew Carol from the comics thought that she was going to die early on as well. Giuseppe De Rosa, Comic Carol is young. Yeah, I think she was younger than TV show version of her. Alright, that's the end of the stream. Thank you to everyone who participated and joined and asked questions, even just watching. Absolutely appreciate the support everyone's given the channel and watching. And for people watching, again, there's some very interesting and exciting things coming up for the channel. So stay tuned for more exciting news in the near future. But for now, definitely one of the biggest steps forward for the channel was the weekly schedule and the consistent videos that will be uploaded every day. So that's one thing to look out for, consistency in uploads. And yeah, I'll try to do daily videos. Like I said, I'm trying to get back to doing at least one video a day. So yeah, that's basically it. One last comment, Giuseppe De Rosa, Carol is a one-man army. Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's it. Thank you everyone again for joining and asking questions. I'll see everyone hopefully tomorrow night for the official live stream Q&A at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then, of course, on Saturday, it'll be at 1 p.m. Mountain Time for those of you that can't join us tomorrow night. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.